You are one car wreck away from financial disaster. I want to give you 3 specific examples that I've had in my life that I actually witnessed every one of these. Number 1, guy fell asleep behind the wheel, went down this embankment, crashed into a big tree, and when they pulled him out, he was screaming, carrying on. Years later, I met this guy. I went to give a landscape estimate, and it was this guy, and here he was in a wheelchair. Turns out he broke his back, he broke his legs. He had a lot of problems from that wreck. So that's the one thing that I saw change his life, when the guy was a doctor on top of it, so it ended his career. Number 2, there was a guy that got hit by a semi. I saw this literally not too long ago, and we came up on it after it happened. The semi was trucking down the road, and this car just pulled in front of him. Semi had no choice. He hit him, couldn't stop, and that guy was unconscious in the car. He was bleeding. He was in serious trouble, and he ended up dying not too long afterwards. But his life ended. He was the breadwinner for the family, and that stopped as soon as that wreck happened. Number 3, I had a friend of mine that was on a motorcycle. He was sitting at a stop sign. Some young girl was coming from behind on her cell phone, texting, plowed into him, drug him 200 feet before she even stopped. So she had to have been flying. And again, paralyzed him. He lost everything. He lost the use of his legs. He's in a wheelchair the rest of his life. It broke his back severely, and he lost his wife. He had a good business. He had a good business. He was making a lot of money, and he lost everything. So this stuff really does happen. And I highly encourage all of you out there to just think about that. That could happen to any of us on any given day. Myself, I've thought about this years ago when I started to see some of these things happen, and we started to create several revenue streams that were bringing in financial income for us so that we could survive. And I know today that if something happened to me, I know my wife would be fine because of this. By far, the biggest one that made the biggest impact in my life was the Mosquito Police, and now we sell Mosquito Police partnerships. I highly encourage you guys, check us out. If you're looking for a side gig to get into, if you have mosquitoes and ticks in your area, this is a fantastic business to get into. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Maybe we can help.